Hello. We have just finished reading Quadrivium on Cosmic Mistress readings, and this is book 1, and I've been loving it. And I just wanted to have another conversation about lack and co-signing your limiting beliefs, limiting, scarcity, not enough, not worthy, not to be seen, not to be heard. And where are you co-signing your lack? Where are you saying, this is all I get? This is I don't get what they get, because somebody maybe told you that along your life journey in your holding environment when you were a child, or someone you were told you were broke all the time, and not only are you broke cash wise, but then you're broken, so you're never going to be good enough, and you're not like them. Those people were born that way. You just weren't born that way. You weren't born talented. You weren't born gifted. You weren't born with any kind of special skill. You know what's interesting is I never wanted to practice. I never wanted to study. I never wanted to put the work in, unless it was like manual labor, because that's what my family rewarded, was manual labor. I was working at such a young age. I didn't put a lot of time into practice. If I didn't pick it up right away, it was kind of like, okay, now you gotta go, go to work. So I like there were things that I was interested in, but I had to work. I had to make money. I had to work. So I didn't do theater in school. I did a few plays, elementary school, and then I did one at the Bucks County Playhouse, and that was super fun and amazing, because I got inspired. I was like, I want to act. And then it was, you gotta go work. You gotta work. You want something, you gotta go work. And I wanted things, so I had to go to work. So I wasn't acting. I never really wanted to do my homework because I had a learning disability, and ADHD, probably more along those lines, but never actually tested for it. And then a hearing loss in one of my ears, which they say I lost like the basic levels of learning of simple addition and subtraction and reading, which was gonna just put me behind the rest. And I had some homeschooling. I remember having a tutor, and I remember they just put me in the small classes. And I remember like being bored, but just by like them trying to make me sit in a desk and retain information. And so when you have these experiences where people are kind of like already like, just, it's not available. I didn't think it was available. I didn't think I could do that thing over there. But of course I did think that, because I got to where I am today. I'm in LA. I separated myself from that. I finally was like, oh yeah, I have to go. There was like no, acting was always kind of like, I would go do it, and then I like had to go get my A job because you weren't going to make a living acting. And what's interesting is I think about that for dancers a lot. I'm like, oh, that must be such a bummer to like go dance and then just be like, you can't make a living off of dancing. Yet very similarly, I was told the same thing for acting. And you very much can make a living off of acting. In fact, that's the kind of living I want to make. And just believing that that is possible for me is huge for me. To not co-sign my lack, co-sign my limitations, co-sign, oh, I guess I just didn't get discovered yet, or I didn't, I'm never gonna, break out of this cycle of just barely getting by. And it's interesting because I very much witnessed this aspect of I'm making more money and I'm still just barely getting by, which I find fascinating because that's just my belief system. And now that I'm as aware of it as I am, I'm breaking it. Like, it's just not. And there's a little bit of fear, but it's just, I can't live that way anymore. And I truly am surrendering to source, to the higher power, to my gods and goddesses, to my ascended masters and my galactic federation, my cosmic star seeds. And I'm so grateful for all of them, all of yous that support me, love me, and guide me, and are in favor of my abundance. And surrendering and dropping my idea of the way it should be or how I'm supposed to do it. And now I'm just like, okay, make sure I am safe, I am taken care of, I am well, and I am moving my body, and I am creating something, and I am keeping on task. Because that's another thing about the ADHD, is like having the tasks organized and mastering my mind. I took some psilocybin the other night, and what I found, what was so true for me, what I found really, really came in strong for me was the saying, bow your head and move your feet. Bow your head and move your feet. Like, you are in reverence, you are in prayer as you are taking action. You are like praying, asking for it, and acting upon it. Like, it is a yes, it is a yes, it is a yes. It is not a no until it's a no. Bow your head, move your feet, and then in respect and honor and worship of our master. And who is our master? You are your master. Respect this master, honor this master. And the master honors you. That is all around you, surrounding you, within you, and without you. As so within, so without. The source energy that is omnipresent, respecting, honoring everything, all sentient beings that have a sensory system that can sense the environment in which they live in. Water, plants, fire, earth, the animals, babies, us, human species, anything that can sense the environment. Respect, honor. Whoa! Hello? The dryer's on, so maybe that did that. It was a flute. I'll go get it and show you. See if the shelf was shaking. This is what fell. Are you kidding me? I glued this back together. It had already broken once. It did not break this time. But thank you. I was looking at it today. So, what do you want to tell us? Ichi knows. Are you gonna co-sign your limiting beliefs? Are you going to validate your limiting beliefs and your lack? Are you going to allow the projections of others, other people's experience, to manifest or create your experience? Are you going to let other people's fear, other people's, oh, now I know what happened. It was a tomato. I put a tomato up in this little wooden bowl that I had, and one of the tomatoes fell and took this down. Little runaway mater. Are you going to let the other people's experience be your experience? I'll tell you something I hear a lot is I work with some older women who have been married for 30, 40 years, and they are like, it's not worth it. Don't do it. You don't want to get married. You'll be stuck with them. Ugh. Oh, and they're this. Oh, and they're that. Oh, and they're the. They are like so sick of their husbands. So sick of them. So they say. But they all stay with them. They're all still very much married to them. And so I just find it very interesting that that is what they're telling me, and then they're in these marriages. I'm never been married. I think I would like to be married. There was a point where I didn't think I'd be married, but maybe have a child. But I truly am asking for a person that I could be with, preferably a man, fall madly in love with, and be a divine union, and have a really, really strong relationship where we communicate, and we have boundaries, and we have clarity, and we have an understanding, and deep, deep love, and amazing, amazing sex, and all of it. Amazingness. I want all of that stuff. And to have other people tell me, you can't change them. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. Like, I think men are incredible. I truly do. I want men to be men. I love when a man is a man. A compassionate, loving, powerful, strong man that knows what he wants and asks for it and gets it because he's asking for it, because he's ambitious. And I want a man to claim me and to be like, yeah, she's my girl. That is my woman right there. And she is powerful as F, and I love that. That only makes her more my girl, my woman, that bitch. So just be mindful of where you're co-signing your limitations. Where are you limiting yourself? Where are your expectations? What are your expectations, and are you meeting them? And take a good look, because your expectations, if your world is not what you want to be living in, your expectations are probably pretty low, or wherever you are right now. It's probably what you expect of yourself. So if you start to expect more of yourself, see if you start to hit that mark. See if you can get on your mark. Get set. Go. I'm just thinking of that OAR song. Feel you're off your mark. So with that, that's my washing machine. With that, I'm gonna sign off, I think. Oh, more wants to be said. Let's just let this channel come through. Your success is inevitable. Whatever you believe about yourself is what you will see manifest. If you're not sure what you believe about yourself, you should look at the world around you. Look at the environment that you're in. Look at your house. Look at the people that are in your life and your relationships and your bank account and your job and your quality of living. And you'll probably very much see what you expect of yourself or where your limitations is. The other thing that came in through me the other night was with the mastery, what I was noticing is where I was like a wild fairy nymph, fast, like boom, 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 pew, 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 like pouncing, pounce, 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 kind of like Tigger. And I had a little bit of like a little panic. My fire was kind of going out of, my fire got a little big, and I didn't expect it to get big. Like the pan started spinning and sparking, and I was like, oh shoot. Oh, I was like, not like a bad witch, but I was like, I'm a sloppy witch. I was like, I gotta get my witchy under control. Hone it in, sister, hone it in. But I was burning prayers, and our prayers have been in olive oil for a really long time. It was supposed to be our 40 days prayer. And now we're on like, we're like a couple months in now. So I got a little scared, and I was like, where's the fire, the extinguisher? Where's the extinguisher? I was going bam, boom, 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 boom. And it's like, And then like the door shut and I was like, oh shit, it's a wooden door. I don't want that to catch on fire. And I was just like, it was kind of wild. And then I just was like, settle. Watch the fire. Settle. 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 And the fire settled. And in that moment, I got to see so clearly how the mental mind and the body can like run away with each other. And I heard something today that there's been studies done. There's a quote by somebody maybe by the name of Eric. And what was interesting about it is that it was saying like sound we process immediately. Sound is like we process sound before light. Light will take a second. Sound is immediate as far as an alarming sensory thing. And where we were going with that was the feeling, your feelings are real and your feelings aren't going to lie to you. And so too, trust those feelings. And then also in the same, I feel like I'm getting a little lost now, but what I'm getting to is that Source wants to work for you. It wants to give you exactly what you expect. And if you're not expecting the best, then you're going to get the worst. And if you are not clear in mastering what it is you expect, then it's going to be messy. It's going to be sloppy. You're going to be a messy witch. And I was like, oh, it's kind of a reality check. Like I got checked. I was like, oh, I'm not. I'm practicing. I gotta practice. I gotta practice more. I gotta mastery, self-mastery, mastering the mind and mastering the body, and the body reacting. The body will sometimes react before the brain, before the information gets to the brain to process it, is what this quote was saying. Is that your body will automatically start doing something based on the past by something it sensed in its environment. Unless, now this is the part I'm adding in, we have to stay in that practice. That's why we do our hypnosis. That's why we do our meditation. That's why we do our energy work, is to that self-mastery, to make ourselves feel safe. And that is the only reason why we've ever felt unsafe, is that we felt betrayed by our gods or our parents at a very young age. They didn't believe us, they didn't see us, they didn't listen to us. We didn't feel seen, heard, loved, validated, or that we could trust them. And those are our gods, and that division is placed, and then we don't know who to trust, and we get gaslit. We don't even trust ourselves, and then we become disconnected from ourselves, if that is your upbringing. And that disconnection to yourself is what is creating your lack, creating your separation, creating your unworthiness, your fight is that little person inside of you, that inner child work. And that's why that inner child work is so important. You're kind of going back and grabbing them, and you're like, you're coming with me. I'm your adult now. You and me, baby. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. And I can't have you living back here. You're holding me back. I don't want to be here anymore. Giddy on up, sister, brother, mister. Come on. Because you living in this place of fear and separation and lack is only keeping us in a repetitive pattern that is to our detriment. And we got to grow up. By growing up, I mean believing in your worth, believing that you are incredible, believing that you are a magnificent creature, believing that you can absolutely do whatever it is on this planet that you actually want to do, that anything you set your mind to, bow your head, worship, and master and are consistent in, you will get. The 10,000 hours, all that is consistency. How do I get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Whatever it is that you want to be in a yes to it. Say yes to it. Do not deny it. Do not push it away. Just keep saying yes to the ask. You ask and you say yes. May I have this career? Yes. May I take this direction? Yes. May I have relationships that feel like this? Yes. Yes. You have to be a yes for yourself. You have to set that expectation for yourself. Otherwise, you won't get it. You'll get what you expect of yourself. What do you expect of yourself?